So it's been a pretty eventful day so far. I had to move my doctor's appointment to this morning, which was no great big deal. I guess my doctor's going out of town next week when I was supposed to have it. So they called and messaged me, called the other day and said, "Hey, can we move it to Friday?" And you know me, I'm cool. I'm an introvert. This is pretty much about the most socializing I do other than Facebook, you know, and the people I want to have in my life. But I had therapy today at 9 o'clock. He opened up early for me today. Just for me. I feel special. I should feel special. There was a lot to talk about that's been on my mind recently. You know, I mean, there is the big overarching situation that's been the case for a long time. Just feels like waves. You know, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad sort of situation. But I feel like everything's been helping. The medication and talking about it allows me to separate my emotions a little bit from the entire thing. We talked about something that I had said to love, and you know, a part of me understands I may have issues still there. When, you know, always trying to convince her that, you know, I'm fantastic. Because, I mean, hey, I'm pretty fantastic. You know, I told her that it would be easy to come back. And you know, we talked about that. Like why did I choose the word easy in any milestone? Because any sort of change needs to happen. Like there's lots of change that needs to happen, but not just on her part, on mine. You know, they say that, you know, we talked about some of the things that he's gone through in couples counseling and trying to reconcile people that were together that ended up separating. Is that we have to come to terms that people who are willing to reconcile are willing to accept change and to be better. You know, I've always been one that accepts what I've done wrong and have tried to better myself afterwards, because that's just who I am. But he wants me to re-solidify the fact that I should expect something in regards to if that were to happen. You know, I'm allowed to love her. I'm allowed to still have that sort of connection that I have, but if there is a change between mine and her relationship, like I'm wanting, I should take a step back and see how much, you know, her or, well, anyone else that wants to be in a relationship with me, obviously, is willing to do. Because if I'm making all the changes and then, you know, there's no other change, then it's probably not a relationship I should want to be in. We talked about my ex-wife doing that to me, like after she cheated on me the first time and left me, how I went through a lot of changes and became a better person for her. And then when she came back, it was, well, I'm not changing. I didn't do anything wrong. So, we split up a second time because she didn't want to change her behavior. She didn't want to understand where I was coming from. And she didn't want to, be a part of the relationship as a whole. Because, relationships are give and take. Always. I just tend to give. And give. And give. And give. Which has never really bothered me. Specifically to those people that I've really absolutely loved. He equated, we talked about how the huge difference that I've made from the first day I came in to, the recent days, and just my emotional ability to cope with certain changes in my life. He said he was proud of me, which was, nice. Most people don't understand how important it is to tell people that you're proud of them, or to, be told that they're proud of you. I try to say it often. All the time. Because I know how important it is. I think the last person who said they were proud of me was just on a Facebook exchange. Sort of like a off-joke thing. Because she had posted something, about that same exact thing. So, and that's when I was like, well, I say it often, which I have, and there are videos to prove it that I'm reaching out to you. And you know how many times I've told you I'm proud of you. And you could be anybody who's watching this that knows me in person. Because it never fails. So it was nice. It was really nice to have the backing that I have in that situation. Made a dental appointment, finally, which will be next week for an assessment. So hopefully I'm going to try to do everything as quickly as possible. Like, absolutely quickly as possible. Because I'd rather just get it done, get the money out of my account, and just, focus on the next thing that needs to happen. So even if that means that I have to be like on an all-liquid diet or something, I'm ready for that. Absolutely ready. Thai Noodle World here in town will sell their soups with no noodles, and I am so prepared to just binge out on miso ramen broth and tonkatsu ramen broth until my entire face heals. Talked to my doctor. I have maintained my my weight loss. 270 pounds, which is fantastic. 20 more pounds. If I can lose 20 more pounds, I will be at the weight I was in high school, which is fantastic. I did ask him to go ahead and up my antidepressant meds. Even though, because they have been working. Obviously, they've been working. Look at me. Like completely different from when we first started. But I wanted a little extra edge. I wanted a little extra oomph, if that makes sense, in the morning. Because in the morning is my hardest part when I wake up. I wake up and, everything's kind of looming. And I could use that little extra power to kind of burst through that early morning bubble. Music has helped a lot. I've been listening to a lot of music, really good music, and I share it because it has a lot of meaning. I'd love to share it with anybody here that wants it, or if you're watching and you want to know the music that I'm listening to right now, I would absolutely love to share you some of the new songs that I've heard that have really kind of got me going, keeping me occupied, so that it keeps the arguments with phantoms away. Um, every day's a new day, right? I'm still waiting. I am still waiting on tomorrow, if that makes sense. But every day's a new day. So, thanks again for always being here. You know who you are. I hope to see you soon.